Hey guys, and welcome back to Gold Rush, where we are digging a big hole. Surprise. Had a very depressing chat in the last episode about like, oh, it's so difficult to make friends, I don't know who's gonna use you, so let's lighten up the mood a bit. What can we talk about? The current state of affairs in the world? Hey, let's talk about Bitcoin. The funny thing is, by the time this video goes up, this will be totally outdated information. But I was talking to someone about, actually it was Splattercat. Splattercat Gaming. If you haven't heard of him, check his channel out. He's a great Let's Player. He does indie first impression stuff mainly. It's quite rare that he'll do series anymore, but he does indie first impression stuff and streams on Twitch on that website. But yeah, he's a good guy. Anyway, we were talking about Bitcoin, and he was talking about wanting to mine Bitcoin, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure if it's profitable anymore, and it turns out that it's mildly profitable, but it's just the exact same as it was back when I mined it, which is you need to keep on top of the latest ASICs that are coming out if you want to continue to be profitable, and you just need to be willing to chop and change and swap and hope to God that you're one of the first people that actually gets sent the ASIC when they start getting delivered, and it's all pretty much the exact same as it was before. The only people that are actually making money out of Bitcoin mining are ASICs producers, people who actually build the ASICs. Anyway, I was saying to him, like, 57, I was saying to him that you'd probably be better getting that money that you would put on ASICs and actually just buying Bitcoin. And then I was talking about the so I need to get about 67. And then I was talking about the price of Bitcoin and where I think it'll go and what I think it'll do. We got 9 ounces, fucking hell. Because as you guys know, I used to do, as you guys should know or may know, because I'm definitely sure that I've spoken about this in this series before. But I used to trade foreign exchange through Forex, and I used to make a decent chunk of change off it. But so I was looking at different market factors, etc., and looking at how it would change. And it says to him when the Bitcoin reached the, I'm trying to remember the dollar amount because most people talk about it in dollar, but I think it was 19.8, something like that. I says that there would be a soft barrier at 20,000. The main reason being that the people who are trading Bitcoin right now tend to be people who, like, it's not, let's put it this way, it's not the banks. So it tends to be people who will look at barriers like a 20,000 and be like, okay, I'm going to sell my Bitcoin as soon as it reaches 20,000. And then what happens is people started selling slightly before it because they got a bit sheepish, which always happens. It's not a bad thing. It's actually the smart thing to do. Is sell as soon as it gets close. So at 19.8 or something, I think it was. It started dropping, and it's like, yep, that's exactly what was going to happen, and it dropped down to roughly 15,000. At which point it started leveling out, and I says, right, that's going to level out, and then within the next couple of days, you're going to see that start rising back up towards that 20,000. And that's pretty much what's happened. It's still kind of level right now, but has went up a fair bit since I was looking at strengthening my position in it. But I says to him, he's like, well, what do you think is going to happen with it? I says, well, obviously, blah blah blah, the usual gumfo. I'm not a financial advisor, but I think that right now is the best time to strengthen a position in Bitcoin. And yeah, I don't actually know what he ended up deciding, if he decided just to go for the miner and just see how that worked or not. But yeah, it'd be interesting. Actually, I need to do a wee follow up and ask him. But yeah, I love stuff like that. I love like the market analysis and the judging of it, and oh yeah, definitely spoke about Forex because I remember talking about gambler's fallacy and like it's like gambling but with foreknowledge. Yeah, totally remember that. But yeah, Bitcoin, like crypto is really interesting to me because the thing is, it's like, so here we go again. Crypto is really interesting to me because of the rapid shifts, but crypto is not interesting to me in order to trade it the way that I used to trade foreign exchange, which is weird. Which was like day trading because it doesn't change enough, and because you're not trading on margin, it doesn't change enough to earn anything substantial from it. So it's interesting in that sure, you can earn a couple of quid off it, but it's probably better for not so much day trading but longer term, unless you're wanting to drop a fair whack of cash into it, especially when you've got stuff like what's going on just now, which I think is definitely gonna go up in value over the next few days. I'm just convincing myself now to drop some money on Bitcoin, aren't I? Probably. Do you want to know something hilarious though? And I was looking at this before. So I've got a Coinbase account that I set up for getting donations in Bitcoin, and someone sent me £5 in Bitcoin a while back, and it was just a random donation. I think that was the guy that actually asked me to set up the Coinbase account. So I set it up, he donated £5 or something, and that's pretty much the only donation I've ever had in Bitcoin. The funny thing is that £5 in Bitcoin is now worth like £100 now, so thanks for the donation. Because I just never took out my Coinbase. I never sold it from my Coinbase. Not like I would, because I expected it to go up anyway, but yeah, just funny. 66 ounces. So I need, hopefully we can get up to 76. Yeah, I think that's kind of funny. Oh god, I need to plug my head in again. It just shows you how much cryptos went up. It's like I wish I would have. Wow, 72. Fucking hell, that was a 6 ounce clean out. Yeah, it's like, well, I bet everyone's kicking themselves, but I'm really kicking myself over Bitcoin. Because I was one of the early adopters of Bitcoin, and I decided to mine it instead of buy it. And it's like, if I'd have just bought some back when it was like dollars to buy Bitcoin, I would be laughing now. And it's funny because I remember when I hit $1,000, and then after I hit $1,000 it dropped rapidly again, and everyone was like, oh, that's it, that's the age of the Bitcoin millionaires is over, no one else is going to get rich off of Bitcoin. And it dropped to like $100 or something like that, and I was like, ugh. I was like, I probably should buy more Bitcoin, but I was like, I don't know if it'll get picked up or not. I don't know though, I can't ever see Bitcoin stabilizing. I can't. But until it does, there's a lot of money to be earned. A lot of money. So I might do. I might drop some savings on it for now. The thing is, and I'll say this the same to anyone, never invest what you can't afford to lose. Especially when you're doing stuff in high volatility space like Bitcoin. But yeah, don't know. I feel like when I can see things happening, I really need to trust my gut a bit more. But yeah. Yep. I remember when Bitcoin just hit 1,000 for the second time, because one of you guys, one of my subs, actually says to me, they're like, "Oh, have you got any Bitcoins? It's just at $1,000." And I was like, "Shit, really?" It's like, drop some money on Bitcoin, you'd have a fair bit of cash now, mate. Always the case though, innit? It's always the case. It's like the SegWit 2 stuff, the Bitcoin Cash. When that was happening as well, I was like, huh, I wonder, I should probably buy some Bitcoin before that happens. Because I was getting transferred, like you were getting Bitcoin Cash anyway, so it was like this freaking, you knew it was just going to equate to essentially free money eventually. I think I've undercut my my track a bit too much, and my excavator's not happy about that fact. So yeah, so it got forked and Bitcoin Cash is a thing, and like that would have been a good time to buy it as well. I don't know, there's been a couple of moments in my life where there's been very questionable decisions made, or very questionable decisions not made. But I suppose we've all got those. But the point is to, if you aren't really going to miss it, sometimes the risk is worth the taking. Sometimes. But yeah, never invest what you can't afford to lose, because... And it's the exact same as gambling. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, because essentially it is, you are gambling. You're just gambling with knowledge. Gambling with foreknowledge. Oh yeah, of course, because I compared it to, if the roulette wheel had come up as red, like 8 times in a row, then you can, or non-black, let's say, then you can pretty much assume that it's going to turn up black at the next one. And then people were talking about, oh, but that's the gambler's fallacy, but no, it's not, actually. It's statistics. Well, yeah, it is the gambler's fallacy, but just because the gambler's fallacy states that you've still got the exact same chance of it becoming black, statistically you've got a better chance of it becoming red. Statistically, sorry, just because the gambler's fallacy says that you've got a better chance of it becoming black doesn't mean that you don't actually have a better chance of it becoming black. But hey ho, there you go. I mean, it's there's a principle, roulette betting principle called the martingale. I think it's the martingale method. 72.8, which basically hinges on the fact that you are more likely with every 72.8 with every non. Wow, are you kidding me right now? This one really that bad? Yeah, with every non-black draw, you're more likely to get a red. And the method is basically you bet money on black, and if it doesn't come up black, you double the money that you bet on black, and if it doesn't come up black, you double it again, and you double it again, blah 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 blah, until eventually it comes up black and you've earned what you would have earned if the first one would have won. would have worked out. So say you start with like $10 and you do that, you do that, you do that. And eventually, like, assuming you've got the money for an infinite number of plays and the table has an infinite limit, so you can just keep betting as much money as possible, you'll always win. And that's what the method says. Do not try that on online gambling or anything like that, because as far as I'm aware they are rigged to not allow you to do that, because once again, like I said, it would end up with you being able to consistently earn money, and that's one thing that casinos do not want, is consistent money gain. Except for themselves. So yeah. But yeah, that basically balances on the principle that you are more likely to get a colour if you have just not got it. And the thing is, you can work this with, as long as you can do the math in your head, you can work this with the first, second and third thirds as well, or like the different triplers. Or you can do it with the odds and evens, or, you know what I mean, it's like, that's the thing, if you're smart enough, you can do it so that it doesn't seem likely, if that makes, it's not obvious what you're doing. And obviously it doesn't need to be blacks and reds and stuff, you can obviously do it with, odds and evens, or like first and second half and things like that, or you can do the triplers, as long as you can work it all out in your head quick enough. And if the casino, the thing that makes it easier is if the casino's got the prior rolls on the board. And most casinos don't really tend to care, because if you can go in and earn a couple £100 without them worrying, but there's going to be someone there that loses a couple of grand, so they really don't care. But yeah, it's interesting to try. Maybe try it next time you're in a casino. I say that like it's like everyone's in the UK and you can just like nip to the casino on a drunken night out. But I forget that the US isn't quite like that. I find it funny that that's a thing. Gambling is illegal in the US in most states. It's just interesting. I feel like I really need to sort my my excavator out before I just tip right into this hole. Yeah, something's telling me that this where I'm mining right now isn't ideal. But yeah, I suppose it all comes down to the gold map again, and I'm mining these areas because it says there's a lot of gold there, and there is a lot of gold there, it's just really deep. Whereas this stuff, there's a lot of gold here, but there wasn't a lot of dirt to get that lot of gold. Yeah, I don't know, there's a lot easier ways to earn money than going to the casino, so I wouldn't ever do that. And there's a lot more interesting, intelligent ways to earn a lot of money than that. For example, day trading in Forex. 81,000. I would love to do a stream where I day trade and just put like 81,000, 81 ounces, and just put like maybe like £100 or something like that into a Forex account. Oh yeah, we are like we're all right at the front, but at the back we're kind of hanging off a bit. But Wait, we had 81 ounces there, and we're at 89 now? Yeah, I think we need to move in the next episode, but for now, that's all we've got time for, so as always, thanks a lot for watching. I've been Steeder, you've been awesome. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.